This is my first video ever about crypto, and let's go back here and BIS and consultative document, second consultation on the prudential treatment of crypto asset exposure, issued July 2022 of this year. Let's just take a quick walk down. Here we have table of contents, crypto exposure number 6 and page 7. I will be going to page 9. And here we go. I'm looking at section 4. There exists sufficient information that banks use to verify the ownership rights of the reserve asset upon which the stable value of the crypto asset is dependent. In the case of underlying physical assets, banks must verify that these assets are stored and managed appropriately. This monitoring framework must function regardless of the crypto asset issuer, meaning if that issuer was to walk away, the crypto asset would still exist with or without this crypto asset issuer. Banks may use the assessment of independent third parties for the purpose of verification of ownership rights only if they are satisfied that the assessments are reliable. That being said, let's see what Mr. Schwartz has to say.
Yet, so it's kind of early to say.
Oh, interesting. And speaking with the centralization theme, where are we with Ripple right now? Because I know Ripple's long made the case that the ledger is decentralized, but you still have this massive trove of the majority, I believe, that you're sort of releasing in parcels. Where are we with that right now?
Yeah. So Ripple's a company, and Ripple holds a significant amount of XRP. The XRP ledger is decentralized. Ripple has no legal right to control it and no ability to control it. There's over 100 validators. Ripple still runs something like 5 of them. We don't have the ability to make unilateral decisions on the governance of the ledger. We have to get the other validators to sort of go along. It's kind of very democratic. That said, Ripple does hold a significant fraction of the XRP. But, I guess it comes down to what you're concerned about with decentralization. If you're concerned about scarcity of the asset, it's the governance that controls how much of the asset there is. If you're concerned about sort of execution of transactions, you say, like, I want equal access to the ledger with everybody else. I don't want someone to have some privileged access to the ledger, or I don't want censorship on the ledger, or that kind of thing. That's the operational governance. That's not who holds the asset. So I guess I would say that's a way that the XRP and the XRP ledger is different from other digital assets, and whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing depends on what you...
Now let's go to what Brad Garlinghouse has to say about this.
They're saying these are securities. I think it's really clear that XRP is not a security. And I'll give you 3 key arguments here. One is, if Ripple, the company, shut down tomorrow, the XRP ledger would continue to operate. It's open source, decentralized technology that exists independent of Ripple. The second is, if you buy XRP, like if people buy an XRP, they don't think they're buying shares of Ripple. Like there's a company called Ripple. We are a private company. We have investors. People have bought shares of Ripple, the company, but buying XRP doesn't give you ownership of Ripple. It doesn't give you access to dividends or profits that may come from Ripple.
So again, there exists sufficient information that banks use to verify ownership rights of this reserve asset upon which the stable value of the asset is dependent. It's dependent. So for it to be dependent on, you need a reserve of that asset to provide additional predictability to the XRP supply. The BIS has stated too, this monitoring framework must function regardless of the crypto asset issue, where you heard Brad Garlinghouse say XRP will continue to exist without Ripple.